My family, hi, welcome to another one here on Truth of the Church with your brother Joseph. A lot of you have been asking me questions on what the man of God, Pastor Chris, could have said about President Ibrahim Traore, who a lot of people are talking about, even men of God, pastors, and the like. Well, let me just start off this way. We all know of the coups that were happening in that region where first we actually had Mali, I believe that was 2021, and then we had Burkina Faso 2022, and then we had Niger 2023. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. This was the man of God, Pastor Chris Oyakhilom's comment.
There was a kind of revolution. For some people, it was a coup. For some, it was a revolution. Whatever it was, some people took over the government, seized the government from those that were running it. It's easy for those outside to judge it, because everybody wants to talk about what is happening in another country. But you have to know what was happening why did they strike? I know that there's a kind of mentality for some who say that military intervention is absolutely wrong. Well, why do they think so? They would say because democracy is better. But what is democracy? It's just a definition. It's just a definition. What we have seen is that when the army boys realize that people want the civilians, then they put down their uniform and they put on suits or robes. The ones in Nigeria they call agbada. So they just change them, and the general or the colonel or major becomes Mr. Simple. It's important that we are not judging what happened with our principles that are not even true. It is not true that every military intervention is wrong.
As far as what the man of God thinks about such military interventions, there are instances where it could be right, which we are actually forced to believe that in this particular case, he was actually saying that was the right way to go. All right. And there is a particular advice that he gave to presidents, presidents like Ibrahim Traore and others, where he actually told them not to, get money from the World Bank or the IMF. This is what he's saying.
I feel sorry for every country in the world that thinks that they are going through financial difficulties. Let me tell you something. You are making a blunder. If you ever went to school, you have forgotten the definition of money. You're making a blunder to think that somehow you require the IMF or the World Bank to borrow you money. You don't need it. You don't need it. And you ought to know. Cut off the control system and live a great life. Some of your economists are deceiving you and derailing you because all they know is all they studied in the schools that got them prisoners, that made them prisoners. These are prisoners of the mind. Their minds are being put in bondage by the kind of knowledge that was given to them. It's all in the books they read. You don't need to look far to know that the world's economists are a failure. Just look around. Why are the nations all broke and in debt? They're in terrible debt. The United States, that champions sanctions on nations they don't like, and they get other nations to join them in it, owes the biggest debts in the world. Is that a very successful country? Come on. They're owing the biggest. They have the largest debts. And there's no sign they will ever be able to pay. So why are you suffering for nothing? Wake up and choose a path. Why you say, Pastor Chris, how are we going to do that? I know exactly what you should do if you only learn to listen.
And if a person who actually goes through the news, he would actually see that he's one of the very few presidents who listened. I mean, Ibrahim Traore.
This man is putting into action what others just say. Another supporter remarked, Africans can develop Africa by themselves and make it a prosperous, advanced and beautiful place to live. In a move that has captured the attention of international observers and economists, Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traore has made the decision to decline financial assistance from the International Monetary Fund, IMF. This decision marks a significant moment for the West African nation as it navigates its economic and political landscape. The IMF, known for providing financial support to countries in need, had approved a substantial arrangement under the Extended Credit Facility for Burkina Faso, aimed at addressing the country's balance of payments problems and supporting economic resilience and poverty reduction efforts. However, President Traore's administration has opted to turn down this offer. This decision could be seen as a statement of economic independence and a desire to pursue a different path towards financial stability and development.
So you hear that, my family. If there's anything else that the man of God, Pastor Chris, could have said about, what's happening in Burkina Faso over there, I will gladly share it and post it. But in as far as this is concerned, this is all we have for now. But if you actually look at a lot of these presidents that we actually have over there, around the world, especially in Africa, this is one of those presidents who's actually in the right path. Okay, so don't forget to pray for his safety. Pray that things in Burkina Faso, serve as an example and a source of, hope and inspiration for other African countries. Okay, and let's also pray for the salvation of the nation. I'll meet you in the next one as always. If there are other updates that you would want, you know where to message me. You can drop a comment or even message me on Telegram. Like, share, comment and subscribe. God bless you.